What's going on, everyone? And thank you for tuning in to the biggest little soccer podcast on the internet. Of course, it's Stateside Footy. Man, was this a fun weekend. I can't wait to get into it. Obviously, it's the episode of Yanks Abroad. We do it every Monday night following the weekend that was for the U.S. men's national players abroad. We'll cover a few domestically as well, too, because, there are a few that had very good weekends that I thought that was worth pointing out here in Major League Soccer. Before we get into it, of course, go ahead and smash the like and subscribe button. Also, go ahead and share this on the internet as well, too, because we are trying to grow the channel. So we definitely appreciate it. Before I begin, I would be remiss if I didn't talk about my beloved Tottenham Hotspur, North London derby. And of course, last week, obviously, the international break, I knew it was looming. I knew it was coming. And, I knew that Arsenal waited, Sunday morning. And it didn't matter, though, right? So Martin Odegaard was out. Declan Rice was out. And I was thinking, this was like the opportunity, man. This was like, if there ever was an opportunity for Spurs to get one over on Arsenal, man, this was it. 100% this was it. And, credit to the Spurs because they dominated possession in that game. They just could not unlock the final third to get past that brilliant back four of Arsenal. Gabriel, Brazilian center back, was phenomenal. Took Dominic Solanke out of it, especially in the second half. Julian Timber, good Lord, man. I thought Tottenham did a few things well, but they just kind of lacked that courage in the final third. But that being said, man, they'll be back. They get Brentford next. They'll be fine, man. But good Lord, man, was that just – God, that just pissed me off, man. Good Lord, did that piss me off. Credit to Arsenal and those Gooner fans. I know my buddy Dan McCooey, Mr. Mustache. He's I'm sure he was happy over that one. But, yeah. The good news is we have another fixture of the North London derby coming up later this year, so we're looking forward to that one. But all right, enough about the Spurs. Let's get into the action because this week it was fantastic, and we're going to start in England, and of course we're starting in the English Premier League. Anthony Robinson played a full 90 against West Ham this Saturday. As a matter of fact, Fulham actually dominated the run of play, essentially from start to finish. West Ham was able to equalize late in injury time, but outside of that, Anthony Robinson played a full 90. He was, he was decent when it came to his passing percentage, about 76%, 68 touches. I think he had one chance created. Overall, it was still a fabulous performance from Anthony. He gives you he gives you the best every single time out. Turning to the other two players for Crystal Palace, Chris Richards and Matt Turner did not play. That's it. That's going to do it for players in the English Premier League. As we turn to the Championship, Brendan Aronson played. I think he played 65 minutes in a loss to a 1-0 loss to Burnley. I think he had 65. Yeah, played 65 minutes, had 78 touches. 5 touches in the box, no goals, no assists. But, for a guy coming off of international break, it was pretty solid. I thought Brendan played pretty well. Josh Sargent. Now, this is the funniest one because for, this entire international break, I kept hearing that he had an ankle injury. That seems kind of funny to me because Josh played the entire 90 for Norwich in a 1-0 loss to Swansea. He had, 90? He had 31 touches. He was 2 or 3 shots, 2 very good shots created, 2 very good chances there for Josh. I thought he was brilliant. Outside of scoring a goal, I thought Josh did exactly what he was supposed to do. 31 touches, 10 inside the box. He was basically all over the final third for Norwich. That was great. Haji Wright played to a 1-1 draw with Watford, playing for Coventry. He only played 25 minutes in this one. I think he made 20 touches, 3 inside the box. He was 0 for 2 on shots. This was, obviously coming off of an international break. Haji will be the starting left wing for Coventry moving forward. So it was just a small performance, but he rated out pretty well. Gaga Slonina lost 3-0 to Stevenage. It wasn't that great of a performance. I didn't think from Gaga. Left out of this last window, played the full 90. 3 goals conceded, 1 save. Wasn't the greatest performance from Gaga, but that's all right. Aidan Morris, again, he played. I think they played to a draw. Middlesbrough to Preston North End. He only played 12 minutes, had 18 touches. Looks like he 18 touches, 3 three balls into the final third. He was solid in the in his small time that he played, but it is what it is. Turning to Germany now. So the I'm including Julian Green in this one because Julian's been actually pretty hot lately for Greuther Fürth. They tied with Darmstadt in the second Bundesliga. He played the full 90. He had 4 chance creations, 61 touches, 7 in the final third, and then he had 5 chances created. Julian Green. This is the funny thing about this is, now that Maurizio Pochettino is back in the fold, the entire player pool has to be available. And say what you will, man. I understand he's playing in the second Bundesliga. Some people think that's better than the first Bundesliga. But that being said, he had a great week. He just keeps delivering, and that's something that I think that can't be ignored. Leonard Maloney was playing this week for Heidenheim. They were playing Dortmund. Not a good result against Dortmund, but it's Dortmund. He played 86 minutes, 39 touches this week. I think he had 4 chance creations. Leonard continues to put in Leonard Maloney efforts and performances. He's certainly done very well. Kevin Paredes did not feature this week, and neither did Gio Reyna. And of course, Gio Reyna is going to be out for a while. The groin injury. It is what it is. And lastly, Joe Scally for Borussia Mönchengladbach. They took an L to Stuttgart this week. He played a full 90. He was 4 of 6 in ground duels. He does not really get involved in the offense. He is kind of a solitary right back, but he just kind of does his job, and he continues to deliver workmanlike performances. So it is what it is. Turning our attention to the Eredivisie, the Dutch Eredivisie, and we start with Paxton Aronson with FC Utrecht. This week, 89 minutes on the right wing. The left wing. 2 shots, 26 touches, 1 in the final, one in the final third. And Paxton is good. He is a regular starter for Utrecht, and he's a guy who you can make some things happen. And I thought that he should have been a part of the last window with his brother Brendan. Obviously, it didn't play out that way. Maybe the next window. Paxton continues to get minutes, and Paxton continues to perform, and that should not be unrewarded. Taylor Booth, his FC Utrecht pal, did not play this week. It is what it is. PSV, there's 3. Richie Ledesma had a very good weekend. A full 90 playing right back. 2 shots on net this week. 115 touches, 17 passes into the final third, and 15 recoveries on the defensive side. PSV played well. Ricardo Pepi only played 23 minutes, 0 shots, 6 touches. Just, it is what it is, man. He's getting backup minutes because Luke Dion, obviously the captain, is their starter. It is what it is. And he, that's the thing with Ricardo Pepi. He's got to make use of the time, whatever time that he gets. He has to make use of it. This week, not so much. Malik Tillman played 67 minutes, two chances created, 43 touches, and then he had 3 passes into the final third. Malik played well, and that's not unsurprising. I think before this international window, I thought Malik played well for PSV, and he continues to do so. As we turn to the Belgian Pro League, Marlon Bosky did not play. It just is what it is. Coming off the international break, he did not feature for Standard Liège this week. It is what it is, man. Griffin Yao, Westerlo. He actually did play this week. 45 minutes. He had 19 touches, 6 into the 6 touches in the box. He had 5 passes into the final third in a tie versus Andrew Select. And it's nice seeing Griffin not only play but also get significant minutes. It seems like he played an entire half. So congratulations to Griffin Yao getting back into the fold there with Westerlo. As we are turning our attention to Italy, and of course we have to start with Captain America Christian Pulisic. He was the man of the match this week. 78 minutes, a goal and assist on 55 touches. 4 in the final third. He was brilliant, man. And of course the goal comes on a penalty kick, and now for club and country he's 10 for 10 penalty kicks. He was fantastic in a win versus Venezia. And of course before we get to Gianluca Busio, who played a good portion of that game, let's go to Yunus Musa real quick. He only played 16 minutes, 27 touches, 3 passes into the final third. He was, I don't want to say insignificant, but yeah, he was kind of insignificant in this game. But, it is what it is, man. The problem with Yunus Musa, he does not necessarily have a starting spot with AC Milan. They have tried him in multiple different positions to kind of carve out a niche. It just hasn't worked out for him. It is what it is. Speaking of the losing team, Venezia, Gianluca Busio did feature this week, 79 minutes, 40 touches, 4 passes in the final third. And this is exactly what you want to see for a guy who really hasn't played much this year, let alone now the preseason. He got hurt at the Olympics. So it's nice to see Busio back on the field. And the more often times that he's going to play means you're gonna start seeing some action with the national team. So that's good to see Busio feature for Venezia. Tim Weah played, was held out the week before international break, came back, played 23 minutes for Juventus in a tie with Empioli, and he had 23 touches. There's not much to say about Tim Weah. This was his first opportunity to get back on the field, featured just for a little bit at the end of the game, but it's nice to see Tim Weah back. Turning to France, Florian Balogun, the guy who played a lot in the international break, again coming off the bench for Monaco in a win against Auxerre in Ligue 1, played 26 minutes, and that's it. 13 touches, 3 in the final third. Did not factor in at all with the scoring with Monaco, and this is the problem with Balogun. His form is just off, and that's why we saw a lot of them on the international break against Canada and against New Zealand. I think they were using that just to kind of see if they can get a season going. Didn't necessarily translate in this one. It's going to be interesting to see how this is going to play out with Monaco. But yeah, again, it's just a form issue. Turning to Mark McKenzie, he played in a win versus Le Havre. Obviously, he plays for Toulouse. He played the full 90, 74 touches. He played well, man. 7 duels, 5 recoveries. He played well. Mark McKenzie is playing very good football in League 1. Ligue 1. And it's nice to see because obviously the center back pairings for the U.S. men's national team is, I wouldn't say dreadful, but it's a revolving door. I think a lot of people just assume Chris Richards is going to get the right side, so who's going to grab the left side? We don't know yet. So we'll find out. Tanner Testament came on for 2 minutes in a tie versus Lens. He, of course, plays for Leon. He had 6. This is the crazy thing. In 2 minutes, he had 6 touches, and he was 2 for 2 in duels. That was pretty awesome. But obviously, Tanner Testament is working his way into the rotation, into a starting spot with Leon. So more will come. Caleb Wiley Strasbourg did not play, so it is what it is. In Spain, Johnny Cardozo didn't play, and Luca De La Torre did not play for Celta Vigo. So that's it. And of course, I should also mention in the Scottish Premier League, Cameron Carter-Vickers was named to the Scottish Premier Team of the Week for Celtic. Of course, he played this weekend, did well, but it's Celtic. That's the problem. Like, in the Scottish Premier League, there are 2 good teams, Celtic and Rangers, and the rest are just crap. It's like they're up here, 40 feet of shit, and then there's the rest of the Scottish Premier League. It's a fact. And so it's not hard. It's not hard to be good against bad teams that just can't create shots or, can't create chances in the final third. It just is what it is. And of course, Austin Trusty made the move to Celtic as well too. So we'll keep our eye on that, but it is worth mentioning, but that's about it. Turning to the domestic leagues now. And when I talk about domestic players, obviously there's a lot of MLS players in the U.S. men's national team player pool, but I only picked out 4 this week, 4 that I think that should be highlighted. And I'm going to start with Jordan Morris of the Seattle Sounders. Jordan's been on fire. And last week he scored against Columbus in the 4-0 victory during the international week. And that right there made it 10 goals in 10 league matches out of 15, including twice in Leagues Cup. He has been absolutely on fire, and the Sounders, like, quietly have put together like a 12-2-5 record since April 23rd. Their only losses coming to LAFC, really. They've quietly put together something of they're something. He played a full 90, got an assist in this one, 4 shots. He had 31 touches, 13 in the final third. Jordan Morris continues to stay red hot for the Seattle Sounders. That's something worth noticing. Tim Ream played somewhat decently in a 2-1 loss to Montreal for Charlotte. He played a full 90, got a goal on a header, 54 touches, and then he also made 9 passes into the final third. Not necessarily much defensively, but, good for Tim Ream. And I still do believe Tim Ream will be involved in the national team until it's official that, they put him out to pasture. I still think this upcoming window, I have a feeling he's going to be a part of it. The other guy that was worth mentioning was Jalen Neal of the LA Galaxy in a 4-2 win against LAFC in El Tráfico. He played a full 90. He had 103 total touches. He had, 10 passes into the final third, 9 ground duels won, and he was 9 duels won, 8 of 10 ground duels. Jalen Neal continues to be impressive for the LA Galaxy, and that is something that I think is going to translate to more national team. And lastly, John Tolkien in a 2-1 loss to Chicago, the New York Red Bulls. He played 90, 63 touches, 3 of 6 on crosses, and 2 of 2 ground duels won. And those are the 4 that I've highlighted this week from the American domestic player pool. Overall, it was a pretty solid week for the Yanks abroad. I think if I was if I was to do a stock up, stock down, I would probably choose the three for my stock up would probably be Anthony Robinson. Had a very good performance against West Ham For Fulham, Christian Pulisic, obviously winning man of the match. And then I would probably have to go with, it's a good question, probably Jalen Neal. I think Jalen Neal did himself a solid this week with the performance that he put in El Trafico. Yes, LAFC did put 2, but he was phenomenal. I think Jalen, if he continues to have these type of performances, definitely you can see his inclusion into the national team. And I actually think he should be brought up just for the sake of it. I think he's earned the right. If I had to do stock down this week, my first one would have to be Gaga Slonina. And everybody knows that I'm the biggest Gaga fan. I really don't give a shit where you play. What matters to me is the results. And say what you will about League One. By the way, it's not a bad league. Is it better than MLS? Well, it's interesting, right? I would say if you put the top 5 League One teams against the top 5 MLS teams, I would like to think that those would be competitive matches. But this week, Gaga was just not good. Conceded 3 goals, only made 1 save. As somebody who is trying to push for the U.S. #1 keeper, these are not the type of performances that you like to see. I actually think next to Arthur Okonkwo at Wrexham, Gaga Slonina is the second best goalkeeper in League One. He just had a bad week, but unfortunately, it's stock down for me. The other one, obviously, is Balogun. Balogun, to me, is his decline at the club level continues. And this week again, 26 minutes played off the bench, just can't seem to find a rhythm at Monaco. And I don't know if it's a club culture situation. I don't know what it is that's going on with Monaco. We know he can play at this level because 2 years ago he had a phenomenal season with Stade Reims. And I would probably say for my third stock down this week, yeah, probably Josh. I would say so. I mean, he did play a full 90, but he had one very good shot opportunity, one good look at goal, and it just didn't seem to work out. He shot it straight into the goalie's gut. For a guy who started the season absolutely on fire this last week, 1-0 loss to Swansea, where they just literally spent the entire more than half. They spent like 70 minutes trying to find the equalizer. They just couldn't do it. And Josh is a big factor of Norwich's attack. And when you're looking for a big goal, obviously you're looking for number 9 there. He just wasn't able to deliver this week, but I'm sure he will. So that's that to me is a wrap. Let me know who you thought had a good weekend. Leave those in the comments down below. Let me know also who you had stock up, stock down this week, because there were some very good performances. Obviously, Christian goes without saying, man of the match for AC Milan. That was an unbelievable performance. But let me know what you think. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. These are always fun. We'll be back next Monday, of course. And then also later this week, also tune in because we do have a guest coming on. It's going to be fun as we're going to be talking Northwest soccer, the Seattle Sounders, and then obviously some USL stuff from that region as well, too. It's going to be fun, man. So tune in. Until next time, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Go ahead and smash the like and subscribe button. Thank you all for tuning in.